hit heal rather than and not use my heal spell, but just use the potions to heal. Because with you COing me, it's more than enough.
Mm-hmm. Divine Grenade, is that
We need
actually what it's called?
we, yeah. Do we put a letter here, or what's the story?
If you want. I've never seen anyone put a letter.
All right.
And I
I'll
don't
just put it
really
there.
think people really look at it. Alright,
Ready?
let's just start, and we'll just
I,
take it.
so this normally hunt. I normally start from the top.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Open the doors.
Oh.
I'll open the doors.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah. So normally. So this
Mm-hmm.
is one pool. I would stack here,
Yeah.
and you hide in the bottom, like we did last time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I never hid in the bottom, but
I
let's just. I mean, we can take it slow. There's no rapid. Is this? No, this is not a pole, right?
No, this is no. Normally. So I'll run in and pull from the left side and bring it back to the right, and you bring this all up. Yeah. And so normally we would come here. So you will hide in this corner above the bucket,
Mm.
and I will stack here.
I don't think I need to hide though. Yeah, we're good. It's just scouts. Whoa, I should do. Yeah, a couple of viziers in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about the paladin res. It doesn't actually res them. It just turns into melee.
Yeah, I know. So this is one, and then we run down. Pull here.
Yeah, this one we can do as usual, as normal. Is the door open? Ah, dang it, door's not open. I should really get my hands on that key.
I don't know if that's Katie to give it to us.
No, I mean like that should be pretty easy to get.
Yeah.
So this pull as usual.
This is so normally you. Well, I guess you don't have to, but normally Katie stays in the corner by the stairs, and then I'll stand here.
Oh, there. Why there?
Uh, well, it's just a spot to stand, isn't it?
I mean, with our hunt from rapid, you'd stand right here.
Oh yeah. I stand there. I stand there. You're right.
It doesn't really matter. It's just.
No, but I'm a creature of habit. Let's move back. and yeah. This is one pull.
Yep. Okay.
Man,
Okay,
you think
that's
someone's already taken it? This is another pull. So you stand next to the stairs.
too many scouts on this one. Not a good time. Oh, that's a crit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. Let's just ignore these extra scouts. And then we do one down here, right?
I mean, we could, but
Yeah,
I think we just go back upstairs sometimes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But if we do this, no, we do this. I'll show you because we can go. We just go up the mountain again from the top.
It's a bit of a walk. I think we should incorporate the top floor.
No, because no, there's we do. So there's one pool there, right? and then we pull this up north. So normally you'll go on from the right, and I'll pull this stuff from left.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
It's okay now. And yeah, I totally forgot to go upstairs because we're supposed to go upstairs.
Right.
And then we just go run up.
And that resets the lab. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit of a walk right here.
Actually, I normally go the other way.
What other way?
The other way.
I don't think we should bring it in here because it takes them too long to funnel through the corridor.
No, it's because wait, I normally do this run the other way. Okay, let's do it the other way. Let's do it the other way. I'll show you what I mean. I don't know how efficient it's gonna be right now because we just killed.
No, it's a full respawn.
Yeah, I know, but I want to go the other way. As in, let's go this way.
Okay.
Because normally I do the rotation like this.
Okay, yeah.
It's done.
So you can say this
Then we
is
do
clockwise.
Yeah, I normally do it this way. There was another pool, but I think because we do enough damage to justify. So you run down from the right, and I'll pull this shit down from the left.
Mm-hmm.
And then run through.
Oh, crit. I really,
Beautiful.
I mean, I don't know. It could be confirmation bias, but it just seems like the crit procs so much more on the Eternal Winter.
Right, so we go up. Again. Yeah. Yeah, also it's to run up, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we go upstairs, right?
Yes, but we go north. Oh, we go through here first?
Okay, this pool. Okay.
Do this. Just don't stand too close. There's a lot. No, don't stand there. Don't stand there. Don't stand there.
Well, too late.
Oh shit!
That's fine.
Because the Vizier's chain damage here wrecks us. If you stand too. No, you gotta stand in the corner. Like now it's okay, but like when we're boxed, you gotta stand in the top left corner.
Okay.
Otherwise it's gonna wreck us. So go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
We ignore the shit.
Mm-hmm. This is a
We
pool?
ignore the shit.
This is not
Nope.
okay. Yeah, fair.
We just go straight upstairs. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
And just please be careful here. Keep your distance, okay? see the damage here is really high.
Okay.
Yeah, this box is the only issue, so
Yeah.
I reckon we just go down now.
Yeah. Ignore the scouts.
So normally, I pull this into a room somewhere. But I don't remember which room.
There's no. Oh, here.
Yeah.
There's a nice little bedroom over there. Oh crap. Hold on. Come. Perfect.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we just go down. And now you pull
Yeah,
pull everything
I'll pull
from
these,
here.
yeah, and then you can pull the others. Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
see now.
And then I basically pop my head to... So at this point, Katie normally sits up her wall, but I guess you don't need to.
I'll just do this for now and see what happens.
Because there's enough creatures in here to basically do two boxes, right?
Mm-hmm. They die
And there's
fast
the lamp.
enough. Cool.
And then we just run downstairs.
Alright. Oh.
No, you just, yeah, pull it up. We do two pulls.
Two
here.
pulls?
I guess we could do, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, pull it down. Normally we do two pulls. But I
Why?
suppose we do a lot of damage.
Why do two pulls when we can do one big pull? Yeah, and also, like, it's not like we're not doing damage while we're pulling.
Yeah, we're kiting them basically.
By the time we get down here, one pull's already done, essentially.
That's the only issue with this box.
Yeah. Too many scouts.
But my distance race just doesn't cut it.
Oh crap. UE on cooldown.
Yeah, so normally this pool, you would stand on the right below the stairs with the door open. And
Right.
slowly the monsters will trickle through, and then it's basically a second box we can do.
I'll go find the
They'll-
keys sometime today, and so we can do that tomorrow.
Over here. Yeah, just be careful to there's a lot of the Viziers here.
Mhm.
Viziers! The chain damage is really strong. Oh, we can open the door. Can we open these doors?
Oh, we can funnel those ones. Oh no, it's a different pull. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do.
Yeah,
do
no,
that
but
next
normally
lap.
when I'm standing here, it'll all come through.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think there's a door south as well. You want to open that?
Yes. There we go.
Yeah, and then this box basically becomes two pools as well.
Very nice. I'm gonna hit this guard captain once every lap, and maybe he'll die by the end of the hour.
What I might do? Do one distant res there. I just have to be really on point with my distant res.
Optimize.
Second distant res. Oh, this one's not too bad.
There you go.
So I have to distance res immediately when I come up.
Yeah, and then another time like halfway through the box.
Yeah. No, so as soon as the cooldown finishes.
Yeah, just run past these, run past these.
Yeah.
There we go. Kind of like that.
Nice. Perfect.
So do you think we have free will?
That is a very good question. Because it's almost unprovable.
It's not. Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah. So it's up to opinion, I guess.
My opinion is because we could just be a bunch of if-else statements. You know?
A bunch of what?
If-else statements.
True. Jesus. Assassin's not letting me move.
I think you should save the UE for this floor because we were doing a massive floor.
Yeah. This that one is pretty damn good for the UE. Well, I almost like the idea of no free will better, but it just feels like as human beings, as conscious beings, it really does feel like we do have it. It doesn't feel like we're just running like clockwork.
Well, it's hard to say because, you know, like, again, you can't prove it. How do you really know you have free will?
Yeah, because you don't even know what free will is. Because to know what free will is implies that you know what consciousness is. And there's no way you can know what consciousness is. It's just not possible.
Oh shit.
You got blocked? Cool. I'm okay with that.
To be honest, this is probably a better spot because then we're not running back and forth.
Yeah.
Because the reason we did it there was because Katie needed to hide in the corner.
Right.
Whereas you don't need to hide in the corner. And also because we were going up and down the two
stairs.
spots.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas we're not doing that anymore.
Makes sense. I think as far as free will goes, Brian Greene put it really nicely. He says that there are 4 known forces in the universe. We have gravity, we have electromagnetism, we have I probably need to go into corner for this one. That's not a force.
Yeah.
We have strong and weak nuclear force. Those are the 4 known forces that we currently know of. If you want to say that there is a concept like free will, that is a concept that is something that kind of propels conscious beings into not just the natural processes of the universe, as in not just, sometimes these guys just block me. Something, like when atoms and particles kind of exhibit the natural things of the universe, you can kind of see how it works, right? So, for example, a rock would just sit there until it decays naturally, it erodes naturally, or stars will generate energy through nuclear fusion until it dies of natural processes. But humans is a little different. You can't typically predict what a human does, and oh, wait, you could to some degree, but not an individual, right? Maybe with society you can predict it. So I guess you can say society doesn't have free will, but the individual does, because the very idea of free will is just you're not predictable. So what I'm saying is the atoms that make up a human's body, sure they undergo natural processes, but there seems like there's some kind of external force that kind of pushes those atoms into a certain direction based on the choices we make. That's what it seems like. But that force is completely unknown to science. It's not gravity, it's not electromagnetism, and it's not the weak and strong force. That's if you say that there's free will. If you say there isn't, then you can say like all the choices we make are governed by these forces, governed by I guess you can say in a scientific way, signals passing through your brain, which is technically electromagnetism. But that idea seems even more insane because so to say all of your decisions are just governed by simple electromagnetism and nothing more. I don't know. I don't think most people would like that idea. I think it's more poetic to say there is an outside force kind of governing us and allowing us to make the choices that we make, that make it seem like we actually have a choice, right? And not just going through the motions of the universe like stars and rocks do. That's how.
But do we serve any more purpose than a rock or star would?
Well, I mean, I don't like to talk about purpose with these kind of things because, like I said before, purpose implies a greater being assigning purpose. However, if you mean purpose as in the purpose we assign for ourselves, then absolutely, because we can assign purpose to ourselves, whereas a rock can't. Well, not at least that we know of.
Yeah, let's go.
Like the only being, the only being, all life included, that we know of, that can assign purpose to itself is humans. I mean, dogs and cats don't typically assign purpose to their lives, we don't think, nor do any other intelligent animals like chimpanzees and dolphins. I don't think they assign purpose. They kind of just they live their life, they get their food through whatever means of reinforcement they can, or however evolution dictates they should. And then I guess then they die, and then they reproduce, and so on and so on. Whereas humans, it just seems like there's more to that. There's more to just survival, getting food and reproducing. In fact, there's so much more that you really do want to think there's some kind of other force that acts upon us, that does not act upon other animals. So, I'd like to say that free will exists. As far as what it is, no idea.
But I mean, could we say free will exists to a degree? Like it's not so black and white.
Maybe. I mean, it would depend on your level of consciousness, and consciousness.
Like our ability to make choices is still based on what we know, right? Like we always think, okay, there's option 1, there's option 2, but potentially there's a lot more options.
Yes, but
we.
Oh, no, right. Yeah, you're right. So like when given, it's like, oh, do you want French fries or onion rings, or I don't know. I guess you would call them chips. Do you call them chips? Like
Yes.
deep fried potatoes. Okay.
Yes.
So do you want that or do you want onion rings? And we make a choice. We call that free will. But what if there's like, what if you can get wings, or what if you can get other stuff that you don't typically think of, right? So you can say, we're not exhibiting total free will because we're not choosing from a list of all the possible choices. I don't think that's a fair assessment, though.
We're only making choices of the ones that we can comprehend, but there
Yeah,
may be more choices.
that choices that are given to us and that we can choose from. Um, but that's like saying there's a limit to our imagination, because at any point you can imagine up new choices. That's something you can do. So, is there a limit to our imaginations? Like, is there a point where it's just like we can't make any additional choices because we can't think of any more? Maybe not. Maybe.
Hmm.
This is a question I've questioned like ever since I was a kid. Is there a limit to our imagination? Because it seems like imaginations are infinite. Like, whatever something would be, could be, or has a chance to be, you can imagine it. It's just that obviously not all the things that can be imagined will be imagined. There's not enough time and not enough brain power in the universe to do so.
But it's also, I think, a little bit to do with when you say it's unlimited, but it's still limited to a degree. And what I mean by that is
Yes,
like
it
a
is.
lot of
Yeah.
people don't know what they don't know, right? And
Yeah.
their imagination extends to only what they know.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about potential. So even if you don't know what you don't know, there's still a potential to kind of like learn it at some point.
But if you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know what the hell that you even need to learn it.
Yes, but there's a potential. So maybe you don't know what you don't know now, but you might discover what it is in the future. That's what I'm saying. Like the possibility. It's not about whether or not it would happen. It's whether or not it could happen. That's what we mean by
Okay.
is there a limitation to our imaginations? Because like for example, people in the 1900s would not know what a smartphone is. They don't even know that they don't know what a smartphone is.
Yeah.
But are they not humans anymore because they don't know? No, they're still humans. And it turns out that 100 years later, we have the same humans essentially, uh, who now know what a smartphone is. So that I would call that a potential for humans to know what a smartphone is, even though you're in the 1900s and you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you as a civilization, we will never discover all there is to know. That's just not possible. But there is always a potential to discover something new, and that something new could essentially be anything. It's limitless.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep going up.
Yeah, it's not really bounded by anything. Well, in my opinion, at least, maybe someone can argue like, no, there definitely is a limit to what you can imagine, but we just don't know what that limit is, because as soon as we know what it is, we can imagine it. Like,
I think the issue is because in the intelligence perspective, we've at least by our own definition, we've capped ourselves, right?
what do you mean by cap yourselves?
Like we believe we're the smartest creatures in this universe, right? It's hard for us to imagine someone being smarter, because if you have the ability to imagine that, then you've got to first be smart enough to be able to comprehend it.
Right.
And if you're not smart enough to comprehend it, then you'll never understand.
I
You'll
guess.
never know what it'd be like to be that smart.
True. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Guard Captain Quaid. You will be dead eventually. I'll hold the door for you. Saves some clicking. Well, whoever comes up first should hold the door. Be a gentleman. Well, that's good timing.
The issue is when you have one on one side, one on the other.
Oh, yeah.
Difficult.
Okay.
It's okay. Hmm. How do you define free will?
Yeah, that's another hard one. I would say the ability to create possibilities. If at any point what you do has possibilities, then I would say that's free will.
Hmm. That's pretty broad though.
It is, but you can't really get more specific than that. This is already mysterious enough. Free will is intrinsically tied to consciousness. You can't have free will without consciousness, but somehow you can have consciousness without free will because, you know, like worms are conscious. Well, maybe they're not, but I'd say they have a degree of consciousness, but they do not exhibit free will that humans understand.
I keep trying to think, how can I make this lap shorter? Because I think the issue is we're running too much.
Maybe, but our experience is pretty good.
What is it at? 5? No, but I'm trying to get it to at least 5.5.
Wishful thinking. But yeah, probably.
I think it also depends because sometimes with distance rays, it's very hard to control sometimes. Like with this pool, for
Yeah,
example.
you can't control this one. There's nothing you can do. You're not an EK.
Yeah. Like my first distance res was a lot better.
Go. Well,
So we're at 5 now.
I think most physicists subscribe to an idea where you live in a deterministic universe, but each individual has free will. I think that's like a good middle ground. You can predict what the universe does, but you can't predict what an individual does. Kind of like what I said earlier about society. The more people kind of come together, the easier it is to predict what they do. Have you heard the concept of wisdom of the crowds?
Nope.
So it claims that the more people are involved in a decision, the more accurate that decision becomes.
Accurate.
Or I guess it would be more accurate to say precise. The more precise a decision becomes to the truth. Or to the correct one. Whatever the correct decision is, like maybe they don't even know what the correct decision is. But the more people
determine that a decision is correct.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like whatever that correctness is, it gets closer to it. The more people you involve. So it doesn't matter what correctness is. We get closer to it simply by having more people. So for example, here I'll give you a really good example. Let's say I have a jar of jelly beans, or whatever you call them. Damn, cultural differences. Let's not use jelly beans. Let's say I have a... let's go Rain Man on this, right? Let's have a box of matches. And just by looking at it, there's no way you can tell how many there are, because we're not Rain Man. And let's say there's like, I don't know, 1,000 matches in here. You know, just by glancing at it, no average person would be like, oh yeah, there's 1,000 in here, for sure. But let's say we have two people now guess. So the first person was like, maybe there's like 800, and the second person's like, okay, maybe there's like 1300 maybe. And now, if we take the average of the two, 800, 1300, suddenly we have like 1050. That got closer to the truth than any of the individuals did. Now let's involve three people. One person will say 800, one person will say 700, and the other one will say like 1300. Again, we're getting, well, in this scenario, we're getting farther from the truth, but that's why we need to introduce more people. We have 10 people, let's say half of them guess under 1,000, and half of them guess over 1,000. And then we average it out, we get pretty damn close to 1,000. Now let's bring that to 100 and then 1,000 people. You can see how the more people we involve, the closer to the truth of 1,000 that we will get. And this experiment has basically been verified. They do this experiment with, I don't know what they do it with, but they just have a lot of people guess at how many objects are in a container that no individual would be able to guess because it's so obscure. Like there's just so many that you wouldn't want to take a real guess. But it turns out that the more people you poll to guess how many there are, the closer you get to the truth. Even though the individual has no idea. This is the wisdom of the crowds.
Okay.
And this can apply to anything. Because, yes, number of matches in the matchbox is objective, but you can also extend this to subjective ideas, such as, like...
Oh, you wanna tap the bowl?
Is it? Okay, let me see. There we go. I can't believe it's been half an hour already. So yeah, you can apply this to very subjective concepts like voting. Oh god, I got boxed. Okay, I'm good. So we know that with democracy at least, when you vote, to simplify it, the majority wins, right? Why do we do it this way? Because no matter what the right outcome, what the right decision in this choice is, like we don't know which president is going to be better. I'm talking about American politics at least. We don't know which president will eventually end up better. But by voting, we can say like, okay, we're involving a lot of people. We're invoking the wisdom of the crowds. So whatever the correct answer is, that correct answer will emerge through the majority. Sometimes we're wrong. I mean, this is just the nature of, you know, having very, very subjective answers. But I would say for the most part, the crowds will pick the right decision. And it kind of goes back to one of the fundamental truths about the universe, and that is the law of large numbers. I am a full believer. I don't have to believe because it's true, but I believe in the law of large numbers, and that is truth emerge through, you know, repetition. The more times you conduct a certain experiment, the more likely you are to arrive at the truth. Or arrive at the average, this experiment typically shows. Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes sense to some degree, the law of large numbers. But the more you think about it, the more, like, I don't know, just mysterious it becomes. Why do truth emerge through repeated, you know, or through repetitions? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah, like.
But then I think that's very like for example, when you said voting, right? like the masses, the power of wisdom, the crowd wisdom.
Mm.
But that's very
Yeah, voting might not be a
very
good example because they're influenced by campaigns. So realistically, uh, voting might not be the best thing. But I'm talking about things that are more random.
yeah.
Yeah. So like guessing the guessing the number of items in a container, for example.
Yeah, like that's a cool example, right?
Yeah.
That's a really cool example. I think the voting part because there's still the personality aspect, as I guess you can say.
Yeah, yeah. There's outside influence on that one. So maybe not the best example. But
Hmm.
what I'm saying about the law of large numbers is, let's say, um, purely randomly, a computer will choose a number from 1 to 100. 1 to 100. Um, and let's have one person guess what that number is. You can safely say that this person would not guess the right number. The chances are too low. And
Who was
then,
that?
huh?
Who was that?
What?
Someone just popped it up now.
I don't know. But then let's get 2 people and then 3 people and then 10 and 100 people to choose what this number to guess what this number is. Chances are pretty good that someone will arrive at this right number. In fact, the more people you bring into this, the more the correct number of the more that the number of people who are correct would tend towards the kind of the probability of what it is, right? So
Yeah.
in this case, the chance of getting it right is 1 in 100. So what I'm saying is, the more people you introduce into this guessing game, the closer to 1 in 100 that you observe that people will get it right. This is
Yeah.
just this is just
Yeah,
how
that
the
makes sense.
law of large numbers works. Yeah, but isn't it like, it makes sense when you think about it, but isn't it kind of mysterious to some degree? Like, this is a purely probabilistic game, right? There's nothing in this that involves any kind of intuition or science or anything. Purely probabilistic. And yet, let's say you have 1 million people guess what the number is. It's basically guaranteed that around 10,000 people will get it right. Guaranteed. It's not going to be. It's not going to be like 5,000. It's not going to be 20,000. 10,000 people will get this right.
So the real question is how can we use the law of large numbers to help us win lottery?
Uh, what do you mean? I mean, you could, but you need so many lottery tickets that you will lose out on the lottery even if you win. Because they design it in that way, right? They're not going to give you. They're not going to make the lottery in a way where the expected value of the lottery is not beneficial to the lottery organization. That's how they make. That's how they're going to make money. They're not going to, be like, oh yeah, the chance to win is 1 in 1 million. We're going to make each ticket cost $1, but we're going to make the payout 50 million. Yeah, they're not gonna
No,
do
you
that.
always lose. You always lose.
You always lose.
Because,
Yeah. Well, no, people don't always lose. I'm just saying that the lottery organization will always win. People can
of
still
course,
people can still
they're
win.
a business, right?
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is kind of mysterious is that, again, when 1 million people guess at a 1% chance, there's almost no chance that 100,000 people will get it right. There's almost no chance that only 5,000 people will get it right. The fact is, 10,000 people will get it right almost every time you perform this experiment. And I think that's kind of mysterious, even though it makes sense.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Yeah. And you can stake your life on this, right? Because it just seems this is the only truth in the universe that you can objectively observe. Everything else you observe is based on the law of large numbers. uh, um, this actually leads back into quantum physics, because what real life is, I mean, if you believe in quantum physics, which you should, because it's quite empirical. What real life is it's a repetition of like trillions and trillions of quantum events. And by quantum events, what I mean is a particle, a tiny, tiny particle like an electron or a neutron, undergoing a certain something, like it undergoes an event, and then that event has a probability of happening. Like all quantum events are subject to a probability distribution called a wave function. And you can calculate this using, it's called Schrodinger's equation, but we don't need to get into the technicals. So if all events are probabilistic, right, let's say the chances that this electron will be at this location is 20%, it'll be at that location at 40%, and another location at, 40%. Just a quick example. Then, okay, you can say that this electron, you don't know where it's going to be. However, if you group 1,000,000 of these electrons together, law of large numbers dictates that essentially 200,000 of these, like the 20%, will be in here. 400,000 of them will be here. You can guarantee it because the law of large numbers tells you it is, even though it's probabilistic in nature. But there aren't just 1,000,000 electrons. There's billions, there's trillions of them in our everyday lives. So when numbers get that large, it's essentially impossible that you will see big variations in what you expect. That 20% will be 20% of however many you're observing. So you can kind of average them all out and say, all right, part of them will be here, part of them will be there, even though it's probabilistic in nature. And that's why quantum events doesn't happen on a large scale, because it all gets smoothed out, it gets averaged out. But if you look at quantum events individually, they get very, very strange.
Is it kind of like when you said humans are predictable on an individual scale, but as a group? No, so
Yes.
as an individual level, you can't predict.
Yes,
But
exactly
on a
like
scale,
that.
you can. It's the same concept, right?
Same concept, yeah. On an individual level, it's hard to predict because we all have free will. But in a societal level, or on a universal level even, you can predict them because they all average out. So, so that is an example of the law of large numbers. Yeah, well, I like to think about that.
Law of large numbers.
It's great. It's actually so good.
Where did you learn that from?
My math teacher first brought it up in grade 11. Functions class. And then I didn't understand it at that point. But as I grew older, I became more curious. And, he just kind of learned things out of curiosity. And
5.1.
Cool. I finished Cobra Scouts.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's the thing. We don't even have any charms on these things.
Yeah. Well, I don't. You do, right?
Yeah, actually, I've just finished all 3. Amazing.
Yeah, you can put some charm on these. Makes it faster. Like your charms are worth more than my charms.
Double proc, baby.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I should probably because we're probably gonna hunt this for a while.
Yeah, I like to finish the bestiary for the viziers too.
Yeah, that's all good. Let's do it.
Okay.
See, this one wasn't as good because my first res only got 1. Second res got 4. And my next res is gonna be interesting.
I don't think there is a next one. Wow. Eh.
We can cut it. We can cut it. We got running.
Alright. Alright. So what's our next topic? Do you want me to go on?
You told me this morning that you want to talk about something.
Yeah, we went over it. Like,
I thought it was something else you wanted to talk about.
it was just free will versus determinism, right?
Oh, right, free will. Yes. Sorry, we went on this tangent about numbers.
Well, I don't think it's a tangent. I think it's very closely related. Well, it is a tangent, but it's very closely related. There we go. It's really hard to see sometimes where I can go because the corpses kind of look like them. So I look at their bodies like, oh yeah, that's what is occupied. Look at that. Look at that dead vizier to the south. Doesn't he kind of look like he's alive? I don't know. On first glance, it does.
Nah, you're just tripping, bro.
Dude, I'm literally talking about quantum wave functions and how it relates to free will. I think I'm safe to say that I'm tripping.
What does have you done any research on the new items yet?
No, I don't know anything. I just know the gems are a big ripoff. It's a scam.
Yeah, Sevens is trying to sell me a gem already.
Yeah, dude, he's peddling snake oil, man. Don't.
Snake oil.
Cobra oil, so to say.
Wow.
It is such a big scam. I can't even begin to tell you.
I think it's just a way for them to, because they're trying to get people to spend money, right?
Yeah, it's marginal increases for not so marginal costs. Isn't that what a scam is?
But it's kind of like tearing your items, isn't it?
Which is also a scam.
I mean, it's like literally 1%, and you're just like,
Look,
you have to like,
yeah, a tier 3 weapon gives you 1.5% on 60% more damage. So do the math, right? That's not even 1% extra damage. It is sad.
very sad.
Whereas helmet does something, but I think helmet is only functional for druids.
And, yeah, and I think mages makes more sense because you have the UE cooldown.
Yeah, exactly. Paladins don't need it.
EK RP.
EKs
No way.
don't need it.
By the time because you have to focus so hard to be able to see it actually properly.
Exactly. I wish it made like a more contrasting sound effect, so that I can use sound cues to do it, to like determine. But no, the sound effect is almost nothing. I think it is nothing. There's no sound effect. Because I play with sound on, and some people kind of judge me for it because the sounds are awful in this game. And yes, they are awful, but certain
I
things.
play with sound on.
Yeah,
Because you can hear your rotation, especially when you're like at a really busy box and you can't sometimes
yeah,
see your attack.
you can't
You
see
can hear it.
exactly, and it does have functional uses. The sound, like when I'm playing with a knight, for example, the Exeter res makes a very distinct sound. So if I'm standing next to the box and be like, all right, knight, res, res, I would never be able to see like through the effects. Like it's a little sparkle. You never see the res, and you never, and I don't have like spells turned on for other people, so I'll never see
Yeah.
them casting Exotic Res unless I focus really hard at the text blocks. So what I do is I try to get the sound cue. I stand next to them, and when I hear that distinct sound that res makes, I can move away because they res.
Wait, do we need to tap this thing again?
Not yet, but I think by the time we do, let's just leave because I only have 2 flasks.
Oh yeah, but that's an hour, right?
That's now.
2 passes an hour.
Yep. What do you
Did you
know?
boost?
Nah.
What do I know?
What do you know about dark matter and dark energy?
Not a lot actually. I'd love to know more.
Okay, I can give you the basic rundown. I don't know too much
Do it.
about the details, but I know the basics. So first thing you need to know is dark matter and dark energy together comprise about 94% of all matter and energy we observe. So
Yeah.
all the galaxies,
Okay.
all the stars, all the black holes added together is about 6% of what we observe. It doesn't look. Oh, we can kill this guy, I guess, on the way out here. So the names are very misleading because dark energy is not actually energy, and dark matter might be matter, but it's we don't know if it is matter. So one of them is not energy, but we call it energy, and the other one could be matter, but we don't know if it is. So what happens is, if you look at all the gravitational effects that's happening within galaxies, on a galactic scale in particular, because you don't really see this on a stellar scale or on a planetary scale, but when you kind of measure the gravity of galaxies in the universe, do you want to kill this?
No, we'll kill it on the way out. The last thing to do.
I mean, we should. Okay.
Because we're gonna run through it and we're gonna be tempted to bloody attack it again and we have to kill it again.
Yeah. So we look at all the gravity that galaxies exhibit, and then we kind of measure the matter in those galaxies. It just doesn't add up. The error is too big. I don't remember what the error is, but whatever it is, it's like you can account for some error doing these measurements, right? Because you're literally measuring how galaxies interact with each other. That's from light years away. There's always going to be some error, but based on the classical physics we understand, that error should be very small. But however, we measure a very, very significant error to the point where it's just mysterious. We just don't know what that error is. So in order to account for that error, we say, okay, there's dark matter out there. There's things that we can't observe, and yet we can measure its gravity.
Yeah.
So we call that dark matter. Whether it's matter
So
or
dark
not.
matter is things that we can't observe, but we can measure the gravity.
Yes.
But then, how do you measure the gravity if you have no point of reference?
Well, you have the point of reference. The rest of the
Hey,
galaxy.
by the way, next pool I'm gonna try running in here, right?
Sure.
I think it'll be faster.
Sorry, I'm coughing a lot.
No, right.
So you know there is a point of reference, and that's the rest of the galaxy. We know how much matter is in this galaxy. We know how it's supposed to behave, but it doesn't behave in that way. There's a huge error in how they behave. And by the way, this doesn't happen on a stellar scale, like I said. If you just look at a group of stars, or even if you look at a star with its group of planets, we can predict using Newton's formulas exactly, with almost no error whatsoever, how this group of stars or this group of planets will move. No error, using Newton's formulas from like 300 years ago. And
It's
yet,
crazy.
once we scale it up to galaxies, we begin to see like the larger scale we go to. Let's say local galaxy groups or like galaxy clusters. That error gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more we scale it up. What accounts for that? We don't know. So we call that dark matter.
Sorry.
So yeah, that's what dark matter is. I probably couldn't tell you more about it, other than there's a cool hypothesis about dark matter stars. So stars literally made of dark matter, but I don't know much about that.
So it's we only know it exists because of the gravity that it appears to exhibit.
Yeah, and I think it's like 60%. That's how big the error is. Like we were expecting 100%, but we're off by 60%. That's huge.
Pop your head to the left. There's a bunch of creatures there
Oh yeah.
in the room.
So you might account for 1 or 2% based on errors in calculation, and just like errors in like observation of how much matter or how much distance is between us. But you're never gonna expect 60% if you're gonna say that Newtonian physics is correct, which we observe it is. So either we are kind of looking at galaxies with the wrong framework, or dark matter exists. And we don't want to say it's a wrong framework because Newton has been so good to us as far as like calculations go. We don't want to say he's wrong, right? So let's just say there's dark matter. And yet it is the longest unsolved science problem of all time. It's been going on like what, some 70, 80 years. No science problem ever gets unsolved for this long, except for dark matter. So you can bet that whoever is the first to discover what this is, Nobel Prize waiting, right? Dark energy is a little different. Well, it's actually very different. Dark energy relates to what we now call Einstein's cosmological constant. Which I may have brought this up like a couple of days ago. I said Einstein was so damn smart that even his greatest mistake in life, something he called, we're done, right? We're done?
Are we done?
Yeah, because well, we can do another lap. So Einstein, when he was doing calculations on the expanding universe, well, actually at that point he didn't know it was expanding. He made a calculation, and then it turns out that he had to plug in an extra constant into his formula because of something mysterious. He doesn't know what it is. So later they discovered that the universe is expanding, and that's why he needed that constant in there. They call it lambda, or the cosmological constant. But the thing is, an expanding universe would actually disproves this constant. So that constant shouldn't be there when there is an expanding universe. So because of this, Einstein says this was the greatest blunder of his life. It's his greatest mistake.
Oh, we're killing this thing?
Yeah, sure. And that's that. That's basically left unsolved. His mistake was left unsolved for the rest of his life. Until way later on, we discovered that the universe is not just expanding; it's expanding, accelerating. So now we actually do need the constant back in to the formula. And it turns out Einstein was right all along. We needed that constant.
Yeah.
So his greatest blunder actually wasn't one at all. It was based on truth. So that goes back to, oh, you're going to
Go left.
So that's what dark energy is. The dark energy is what powers the acceleration of the expanding universe. Whether or not we can even call it energy, I don't know. Because it kind of, like, anything that's outside of the universe, or at least outside the observable universe, we don't know what's actually there. It's just, I don't know. You can take a
Look,
guess.
but they don't have a proper explanation as to why the universe is accelerating. They just know that it is,
And therefore you call it dark
and
energy. Yeah.
they call it dark energy as a label.
Yeah.
There's this mysterious force there that we don't know what it is, but the result of it is that the universe is expanding at an accelerated rate.
Yep. Yep.
I
And
see.
if you kind of do the math on how much energy it would require for the universe to be accelerating with its expansion at that rate, and then you add it up with the dark matter we observe, that's 94% of all the matter and energy in the universe. I'm going to go to Droom.
Oh, we should have done Scarlet while we're there.
Yeah, I thought of it, but I want to do Droom first so I can remove the slot so I can boost Scarlet.
Oh. Alright, I'll come through.
Alright.
I need to get some damn bolts though.
So, yeah, those are those two things. Unknown to science, people working on it, prospects of discovering what they are. I guess only the experts know. I really like these unsolved physics problems.
Do you like escape rooms, Mike?
I saw this movie once called Escape Room, and it has forever made me not want to do an escape room.
Made you not want to,
Made me not want to, yeah.
so you do want to.
No, it made me not want to. I don't want to.
Oh. Wait, why? What movie?
It's called Escape Room.
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
I see.
Yep. It's about this like secret organization that runs escape rooms, but really they're conducting like human experiments. Oh, messed up. But it was cool though. It was a cool movie.
I don't think that's what they're doing here. Oh shit, I nearly forgot bolts again.
You don't need them. Just let me do it.
Nah.
You can just fist the boss.
Well, it's faster for both of us if I just have bolts.
Yeah, of course. Just kidding. Why, do you like escape rooms?
Yeah, I love escape rooms.
Yeah, they challenge your deductive reasoning. I do
Oh my
like.
god, they've changed the thing. The managed loot bag. They've split it between looting and getting from NPC. That's very interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. Unassigned and obtain unassigned. What?
Yeah, there's loot and there's obtained, and obtained is when you buy from a shop, and
Okay. So
loot
I
is
guess let's just do
when you
that.
loot.
Okay, there we go. Oh, interesting. Skipped loot, accepted loot. Blacklisting, whitelisting. I never paid much attention to that, honestly. Is there one more?
Yeah.
Oh, not anymore. Do you have a bomb? I do. Wow, really? I'll kill you. I don't know if you like if you like these kind of theoretical discussions. Um, that's what I'm most interested in, at least.
No, no, I like it, man. It really makes you think. Like, is there just something that existing there that's causing gravitational pulls, but we just can't see it.
Yeah.
We just can't see it.
Well, it's not just we can't see it; we don't observe it at all. We can't measure it.
What are we doing now?
I'm gonna do Tamira.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try not get in the way. We finished a bit earlier today, so I'll do it.
Cool. Oh shoot! I forgot to. Oh,
You forgot to?
I forgot to unlock my prey for cobras. That's okay. We're gonna go back there, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, sure. You want to finish a bestiary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
But
The XP is really good, so I don't really mind.
it's pretty good. It's not as good as Sphinx, right? Like the lap we do right now, at least.
Yeah,
Sphinx
I'm
we're
just thinking
doing,
about how we can make the lab more efficient.
Okay. You work on that, and maybe watch some videos. Skip some of the
I don't know if they
self-experimentation.
have RP,
No, it doesn't matter.
RPED yours.
It's the lap that matters, right? Not the technique on each pull.
Because the lab that I showed you, this is usually what we do as a trio.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
So bestiary, yeah, that's a thing that I don't care about.
You're doing it.
I am doing it. I guess, yeah, I could try to get Divine Wrath. Oh,
Divine, have you got everything else?
there's people here. Everything else I want, yeah.
What people?
There are 3 people here.
What the heck? Interesting.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
I'm not gonna wait for this one dude.
It's gonna be so mad.
What? What you get for being AFK? Am I gonna be apologetic that you were AFK?
Has there been any theories as to what dark energy and matter is?
Like what they are?
Yeah, because like for dark matter, there must be mass, right? Because it's gravity.
Right. Yeah. There's math involved. Yeah. Yeah. Of
So,
course. There.
but is it just, you know how like I said, could it just be in a spectrum in which we don't know how to observe?
Maybe. He messaged me. He's like, I made the team, and you come in and you steal my team. I was like, yeah, you were AFK, dude. Nope. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Like, I gave you. Well, we gave you like 10 seconds. You didn't respond. You didn't even move.
He gave you like 10 seconds, bro. Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy, but
The sorcerer's just like immorting himself in the corner.
and also I didn't want these guys to come with us anyway. I wanted to just duo. They stepped onto here willingly.
Yeah, I think it would have been easier duoing.
Yeah. We don't have to kill any of this stuff. I mean, we don't have to kill this stuff now, but you know, it's just kind of annoying. There we go. That switch. Just keep it there, just keep it there.